Sorry, but this isn't as funny as I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna cut that out too. Bobby Cladwell is a man shrouded in mystery. Mainly because I refuse to Google anything about him. But what I do know is that his song, What You Won't Do for Love, is a masterpiece. I mainly like listening to it in public while thinking about my past regrets. It's a song about a man who goes to find a love within and is ready to find a love outside of him. We have a great episode in store for you guys here on Mocking Person Radio. Stay tuned, babies.
Well, hi there. Welcome to Art Time with me, Patrick. Today, you'll need some kind of pencil, any kind of pencil really. I have a mechanical one and some type of pen. This is just a Inkjoy gel pen that I have, and maybe an eraser or two. Alright, let's take a brand new sheet of paper. Now today, I'm going to be drawing from my mind's eye. Normally, you could use a reference, but I really find that my best work comes out right here. So, let's get started. Anything you want, just follow along. Still there? Yeah, all right. Make sure to keep up. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, and we're done. That is very graphic. I don't think I can show that. Can we not? No? All right then. That about wraps it up. You guys have a great day. We'll grab one.
Okay, I'm here with Patrick Polefko.
Hi.
And today's segment, we're doing embarrassing stories. Patrick has some stories that he wants to tell us. Patrick, I know you have a real doozy of a life, and nothing ever goes right. And, you know, sometimes he gets a little embarrassed to share them, but I think there's a lot of nuggets of wisdom and knowledge in there that I think that we can get out of. You know, it just seems, if there's anyone that was a real down bad, it's this guy, you know? So, Patrick's going to start us off here. Patrick, there was one story you told me probably about a year ago of when you were in the 6th grade, and I can see your face is turning very red already. Get ready to share it with the world, all 9 viewers.
All 9 viewers.
Patrick, can you go ahead and tell us what that is and give us some context and about your most embarrassing moment?
So it was the week before spring break. I was in 6th grade English class, and it was
6th grade spring breaks are crazy.
It was early in the morning, and I don't know if anyone else ever gets this, but you have stomach pains. I have stomach pains in the morning. I think it's a family thing.
Don't rope me in this.
I think it's a family thing. We all just have it. Anyway, I don't know. Something was not right that morning. I was not feeling good. But anyway, my English teacher was doing a whole monologue talking about these things, and just going off on, I don't know, some book. I wasn't paying attention because I was about to shit my pants, and I was sitting there and I was like, oh, I really don't feel good. And then it kept like coming in waves where I'd be like, all right, I'm fine. I'll wait until he's done, and then I'll just go. Because of course, if it's an emergency, all teachers are like, all right, just go.
Was there pressure on the faucet? Just a little
bit.
Well,
I would do that anytime I have stomach pains in school. I do a little bit of this, where you kind of stand up a little bit, and you kind of like squat back.
And everyone
down,
knows you're kind of releasing a little bit of gas.
Everyone's like, "What's going on?" And then I kind of lean in, and, you know,
you lift the butt cheek.
I just I'm really excited to be here, guys. I'm about to shit my pants. And so I was sitting there and I was like, I was just going through the motions, you know. I was like, oh man. I kind of locked eyes with one of my buddies, and I was like,
It's kind of like a ritual. It's like a rain
yeah.
dance. Kind of.
Oh yeah. Anyway, he finally finished his like, all right, independent reading time, and as soon as he was done, I walked up and said, hey, can I go to the bathroom? And he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I was like signing out because we have like the sign out sheets then. And I was
You have to write down the reason too. Yeah.
and they're like, reason for
leaving.
leaving. It's like, I gotta take a shit. I don't know what you want me to.
That's kind of that's embarrassing right there. It's on record.
Yeah.
Like you can find the record.
Yeah. Anyway, I grabbed the hall pass and I was running down the hall, and of course English. So English wasn't just like middle; it was at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
It was all the way down.
Give some context on our the old middle and high school we used to go to, and what it's like the Hogwarts bathrooms.
So it's it's like
an outside school.
Yeah. There's these really old fucking buildings. Each of them has their own AC unit. So like whenever one goes wrong, they're just these rickety old things. They just destroyed one wing recently. Actually, they destroyed the wing that this happened in.
Because of this story.
Because of me.
Because of what Patrick did in there.
But no, there's been like raccoons living in the vents before. It's all like a big clutter, and the bathrooms, whenever you walk by them, they have this smell of like either chemicals or poop or both. So it's just this,
which would make sense.
It's just,
and they're like tile.
Well, we're also,
and there's also the mini toilet.
Let me get to that. So anyway, so it's like one of those things where it's like, and of course these bathrooms are right next to the cafeteria, so you're walking to lunch, and we're also downwind from a water treatment plant. So you just walk by like, oh boy, I'm ready to go to lunch. And you walk up, and then you just
diarrhea for dinner, baby.
And you go, okay, I'm not eating ever again. So anyway, I was on my way, and I was like, please God, let no one else be in the bathroom because the sounds my butthole are about to make are unearthly. They're gonna. So English was at the fucking end of the hall, and the bathroom was at the other end of the hall. And so I was like, I was walking now because I felt a little bit relieved, but I shouldn't have let that tension be released because then I was like, oh no. And so then I was briskly walking, and then I got into a jog into it at the end, and it was dead in the halls, and I was like, this is perfect.
Right.
Going there's no one in the bathroom. I'm like, okay, we did it, we're good.
Yeah, Patrick.
I open the stall, and as I'm taking down my pants, I released too soon. I dropped the bomb too soon.
Patrick, in layman's terms, what happened? You pulled your pants down and what?
Yeah, I shit my pants.
As you were pulling in front of the toilet, you were looking at.
You
pulled your pants down.
I released
and
it. Yeah.
You pooped into your pants that were
It was
your ankles.
Dang. I think I should make a new term for that.
I don't know what it would be. Yeah.
I don't know.
Keep going. So what did you have to do? The dirty.
I don't know. So anyway.
Yeah. The sloppy
I was
joes.
sitting there and I was freaking out, and I was like, what do I do? And I was like, I haven't shit my pants like ever, like at this point. And so I'm just in the bathroom and like,
you were born
and
party
also it smelled like poop, like no, like it was ridiculous. And I was like,
comforting in a sense. Yeah. In the way.
I was like, what do I do? And I grabbed toilet paper and I was like, okay, I just gotta figure this out. Anyway, it didn't work. And that stall, it became a mess. So.
Yeah, who'd you call?
What? Oh, right.
Yeah. Who'd you have to call?
I called my mom, and she was at the Kia dealership that day, getting her car cleaned, and I was trying to whisper, and I was like, I just shit my pants. What do I do? And my mom thought I was in. She's like, oh my God, what? And I was like, I just shit my pants.
Yeah.
And
It was
she
like a
was
Metal
like-
Gear Solid moment. You're like hiding in the
Yeah.
stall. Yeah.
And she was like, okay, I'll, and then she like called the front office, and then
Yeah.
And then so anyway, I was just sitting there waiting for
Take your time. It's okay, buddy.
I'm trying to. There's one detail that I'm forgetting.
Well, it's when your friend walks in.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm building that. There's something before that.
Oh, there's something before that?
I switched stalls. That was it. I moved stalls because I was like, I gotta get away from the crime scene.
Yeah.
So I moved over, and in the other stall is this tiny little. I don't know why they built it like that, but it's
like a mini person toilet.
but it doesn't make sense because there's only high schoolers and.
But it's like jokingly like at our school it was
It's
like
comically
known,
sized.
and each bathroom had one of these small toilets that you would go sit on, and like all it would fit was like pretty much your butthole. It would just be this tiny
It's like a little litter box. It's just tiny. And so anyway,
there was always for some reason a black widow spider like living.
there was always either so that the bathrooms where it was like the situation you wanted to go to the first toilet, but there's always one or two people that like you'd walk in there and I'd like go to pee and both stalls would be open and they choose the tiny one. They would be like, hell yeah. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Like war crimes happen in that tiny stall, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm in the other stall and I'm sitting there like panicking. I'm like, I'm never gonna live this down. It's gonna be awful. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be so bad. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even tell you about the.
What? There's new information? What is
I
it?
just remembered something.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So okay, that's at the end. So then I was like, I'm not getting out of here, am I? And then so I was in like 6th grade, right? Some like 9th graders, and back when I was in 6th grade, 9th graders seemed like fucking seniors. You know, you ever have that where it's like, yeah. And so anyways, they're 9th graders having their outdoor reading time.
SSR. Silent sustained reading.
And so I was in the toilet.
Yeah.
One person comes in. They didn't even walk into the stall. They just went, "Oh Jesus," and then they left. And so it's all coming back to me. And so anyway, I'm sitting there waiting, and then my friend walks in, and he's about to open the door, and he goes, "Hey, the teacher told me to come find you," and I was like, "Oh, I'm really not feeling good. Can you just go back to the class and tell him that I'm gonna be picked up and stuff?" And he was like, actually, Adrian's here with me, and he's had to go to the bathroom for the past 30 minutes.
It's been 30 minutes. Patrick, it was 30 minutes.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, good fucking God. And...
Did they have to crane you out of there?
I'm just fucking paralyzed.
Did the shit run down your leg a little bit?
A little. But I was also wearing basketball shorts, so it was like really wide, so it just kind of like plopped onto the floor a little.
Did you leave it, Patrick? Did you leave it for them to clean? Did you?
I wiped it as much as I could, but it wouldn't. You're really making me bring out all the details on
Cinderella.
So then, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who it was. It was Mr. Lightborn.
I'm supposed to be getting lunch with him soon.
I don't think he remembers. He brought me a change of clothes. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I was getting out of it. And so I walked out. And so I don't even know how this happened. But anyway, I was leaving. And so then I was there. And my mom came and picked me up. And she was like, here, do you want to... here, come sit up front.
What's at McDonald's?
She's like, here, come sit up front. And I go, no. And I sat in the back in a hoodie, and I just cried for the whole car ride home. And then I just fell asleep, and I was like, I'm not ever going to, how? And then I get a text from my middle school crush. And she goes, hey, are you okay? what happened? You went home," and I was like, "I'm fucked, aren't I? I'm gonna come back after spring break, and everyone's gonna be like, look, there's a kid that shit his pants." And so I was like, quick, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I was just throwing up a lot," and it worked.
That's the less embarrassing thing. I was throwing up blood.
It was
Jesus.
It worked. It worked though. And so then I come back from spring break and I'm having like fucking anxiety about this because I'm like they're gonna all just like I'm gonna have to switch schools at this point. And then nobody said a word.
Your secret was kept. You know,
It was yeah.
you got away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Nobody
my
said a word.
gosh. Patrick.
Was there anything else that happened?
Very good. Very
What happened?
good.
Oh yeah, the one kid that walked in at one point in the future was like, "Did you shoot your pants that one time?" And I was like, "Did you get good grades?" And he was like, "Ha!" And then I was like,
And we both stared at each other. And you both.
and then, yeah.
That's a good one, Patrick. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite stories,
Yeah.
honestly. And
Okay.
I'm glad that
until
you. Yeah,
until last year, I didn't tell it to anyone.
I know.
Nobody
And
had
I've told
known.
it to quite a few people. I've made sure to spread the word.
It was. I was in survival mode. I'll be honest. I was like, all right, this is it. I have to get going. I have to. I was like, all right,
Get
I'm
on a
just gonna fucking
train.
get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoo-wee.
Well, it's not the last time, buddy. I'll let you know that.
If I shit my pants ever again, I'm just gonna.
So, my embarrassing story of today is also a pooping story, just because, you know, not as embarrassing as Patrick's because it wasn't in public, but this was traumatic in a sense. When I think it was 14, I was somewhere in high school. I had a similar, I was at home, thank God, but my stomach decided to like bring the heat, It said it's game time.
It's time to jam.
Yeah. They wanted to Space Jam. So, I go into the bathroom and I go to sit down and massive amounts of liquid start coming out of my butt, like massive amounts of like water, and I look down and it's all red. It's all red, like a gallon of red. I was like, holy shit, I'm dying. I'm bleeding out of my asshole, like a gallon of it. And my first thought was like very embarrassed, like I'm gonna have to tell mom, like they're gonna find me in here. It's gonna be like a scene from Seven when Brad Pitt walks in, and he's like,
You see this shriveled corpse on the floor? There's gonna be a toilet.
Mom
full of
has
bloody...
to like figure out what happened and why I deserved this crime.
What sin are you?
And like it was just like, and the thing, it wasn't even like messy. It was just red. It was just like this bright red. So it wasn't blood. And I was panicking. I was freaking out. I was like crying, and I was like, "This is it. This is how I die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die." And I'm like quivering, because then I go, "Mom," like I had to like do that kind of like pathetic. And she goes, "What's up, honey? What's up?" And I go, "There's a problem." And I had realized that in that one day, I had consumed an entire gallon of red Gatorade, and it all just came out.
You're just sitting there
It came straight out the other end.
playing Pokemon Silver, and drinking some fucking
And I
Gatorade.
drank it, all just red Gatorade straight out the other end, and it wouldn't stop. And I was just shaking and crying and like freaking out. And all I remember is getting into the bathtub and like sitting there and just watching like red still continue to come out of my ass, and having to drain the water and fill it back up, and just thinking about how I had to go to school the next day and pretend like this didn't happen.
So
I had to pretend like no.
What happened in your stomach to that? 'Cause
I haven't like had red Gatorade since. I don't drink it.
Nobody. It's always, you go to the store, it's always stocked on the shelf. Nobody touches that shit.
And I know why now.
Yeah.
But no, I genuinely thought I had just had so much blood coming out of me, and I kept thinking like, this is it, this is it, this is it. Like I was making peace with my maker.
Yeah,
like I was having the thing that people don't understand about like anxiety and stomach problems and thinking you're gonna die is that you have like this genuine fear that you're passing on to the next life on the toilet, like Elvis. And when you're doing that, you're having a genuine existential coming to terms with your life, like almost every day.
There was one time I was really sick. It was right at the end of summer, and I was just in the toilet, and you have that where you're just throwing up and throwing up and throwing up, and then it reaches the point where there's no more.
Yeah.
And then you keep throwing up, and then you're sitting there like wheezing, and you're like, "This is it.
Yeah.
It's over." And you know.
You ever feel like you're gonna throw up your heart?
Yeah.
That's what I would worry about.
You're just sitting there, and you're just feeling the cold tile on the floor.
Got
and
a
you're
little dark.
You go, oh, yes.
So here's another embarrassing story since mine was so short. This one's cringe for me.
Oh no.
So I was at a one-act competition, and I had just watched this this one act go up, and it was really good. It was about this couple at this restaurant, and they did the playbill really cool. It was it seemed like a menu, right? And the entrees were the actors and the casting thing. I was also 14, so a lot happened that year, and I am talking to the actors, with my friends, and everything's going well, and everyone's making jokes, and I look at the menu and go, the playbill is really cool. And the girl goes, yeah, so-and-so design. I was like, yeah. And I said, so if I ordered you off the menu, would I have to eat you? And everyone went silent, and my friend just started laughing really hard. And I didn't understand it was a bad joke, even if it wasn't even if I meant eat you as in cannibal, but it came off as this really inappropriate sexual innuendo in front of the whole group and their teacher.
But if you had said it with a dead straight face, and would I have to eat you? They would all right, get Hannibal out of here.
But I didn't understand what that meant at the time, and it kills me every time.
I'm 14. I'm 14.
I'm 14.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm 14. I didn't know. But Patrick, thank you so much for that embarrassing story. I should have gone first, honestly, because it was just really hard to top.
Yeah.
And there's so much detail.
I'm still working through
setting.
This.
And
if I see a therapist, I'm not gonna.
Not even tell them. Yeah.
No, they'll go. Patrick, there's something you haven't been telling me. I go, I can't.
I think if we can get to the bottom of this, we can solve your problems.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's where I truly. I'll be honest. That might have been the first true experience of anxiety in my life.
Yeah. Really? Man.
No.
I was gonna say.
I take that back.
Well, listen, folks. We got a wonderful few things left for you on the show, but first, a word from our sponsors. Oh no. It's happening again. You just can't seem to enjoy your breakfast without seeing one. A clown. They show up when you least expect it. And it's getting in the way of your day-to-day life. In bed.
Here's my life.
In the shower. Even just relaxing. That's why we made Bozo Claritin, the first and only medication to help you get rid of your clown hallucinations. Bozo Claritin. Stop getting clowned on. Side effects may include nausea, dizziness, transformation into a clown, and prolonged erections. Here at NPR, we're happy to introduce our first musical guest on the Tiny Toilet Concert, La Junzo, with their song, The Juxtaposition of a Squid.
I'm just a little old squid swimming across the ocean, swimming long, swimming fast, swimming hard, swimming past.
I'm swimming away from my family. My parents, they tried to eat me, 'cause they're cannibals.